right when I closed my eyes, we hit a curb, and my car did a 180 in the air. I hit the curb that was in front of us that probably just moved my wheel just slight enough to miss the pole. And when I did a 180, I hit the curb that was in front of us that probably just moved my wheel just slight enough. Was you're not done. It's crazy because I'm already shaking. I don't know. It feels like whenever you bring your mind back to a place of trauma, it gets reminded. I'm kind of just shaking right now. I can feel it. Hold on. Now my teeth is oh. Perfect, right? All right, so my name is Emanuel. A little bit about myself. I've been in Decentraland for a short period of time, just probably over 6 months. And before Decentraland, I'm from Boston, so I've been in school and accounting and finance. I was just trying to focus on other ways of making money, and I was trying to focus on becoming an entrepreneur. And I felt like if I could become a financial advisor, then I would become connected with a lot of entrepreneurs. So I went down that path, and I found out that it wasn't the path for me because of one night in February 14th. It was midnight. I was hanging out with my friends, my ex and Terry, from middle school. I'd been with these guys for over a decade, and they were always with me everywhere I go. Every weekend, especially, we would always hang out and party and just smoke weed, vibe. And one night, Xavier left weed at his house, and he was the only one with it. So I had a car. I was the first one to get my car, and it was snowing. And I'm in a Honda Civic blue coupe. But on our way to X's, we're blasting music, and we're driving. I got my phone in my hand. I'm just leading the aux, and we're driving. X said something. He's in the passenger seat. Terry's in the back. Remind you, we're in a coupe still. So X is talking, and he said some joke, and I was laughing, and I was cracking up, and I was looking at him just crying. And as I went to go switch the music, X said, "Yo, pay attention to the road." And I said, "Okay, yeah, my bad." I was looking. I saw a fence, probably 20, 30 feet in front of me. I immediately turned the wheel right and yanked it to the right so that I wouldn't go straight into this fence. And my car began to drift. When it drifted around this corner, the only thing that was in front of me was another sharp turn to the left. And there was about 3 houses. There was 2 to my right. There was woods in front of me. And then there was a house about 10 o'clock from this pole that was down the street from us. I was just drifting, trying to catch control of the car again. Right now, everyone is just quiet. I remember when the moment I took the gas because the fence was right there. From that moment, it was quiet. I don't even remember hearing the music. I no longer could hear anything, and it was an adrenaline just trying to focus and catch the wheel. As we're drifting, my car's still moving towards this pole that's at the end of the street. I just closed my eyes and kind of let go of the wheel because there was nothing else I could do. I felt like I gave up. Right when I closed my eyes, we hit a curb, and my car did a 180 in the air. And I don't know what else happened after that, but I just remember seeing all white and my ears just ringing, and time no longer existed to me. I no longer knew where I was. I was just in this bliss moment of, even though I saw all white, I felt like I was by myself sitting in darkness. I was in the most quiet space, and the only words I could hear was, "You're not done." And when I heard those words, I felt like I woke back up. And when I woke back up in real time, my ears were still ringing super loud, and I couldn't really control it. It was if a bullet rang off right next to my ear. I couldn't come to acceptance of my reality, and I just started laughing. And I just remember sitting there looking at my car totaled. The amazing part of everything was me and my boys were unscratched. What saved us is that curb. What saved us was God and his angels that he has protected me. Because I feel the moment I hit that curb, even though I was supposed to hit that pole dead on, I hit the curb that was in front of us that probably just moved my wheel just slight enough to miss the pole. And when I did a 180 moving towards the house that was 10 o'clock from the pole, there was a huge bush next to the house that caught my car. And when that bush caught my car, it actually saved all the impact from the house, and no one was ever hurt from that house, and no one was ever hurt on my side in the car. And there was just damage done to the car. And I just remember in that moment thinking no one else could have saved me but God. Because even I let go of the wheel. Like there's people who've said like funny things like Jesus take the wheel. I feel like in that moment Jesus actually took the wheel, where we were saved and like there was nothing I could do to change the situation even if I went back today, because I still like, even though I'm telling you right now and like I told you, Logan, I'm like pretty shaken right now because my body still remembers the trauma even if my mind is like a little rusty or doesn't want to remember everything. That moment in time was the first time that my spirit woke up and my ego got buried, and I realized like life is meaningless. Whether you guys believe it, what I'm saying or not, it is. Life is meaningless. The reason why we come into this world is to give it meaning. Simply put, when people go around looking for why is this, like what am I here for in life, you give the reason why you're here in life. Like you put the meaning. Life, when you come in here, life is just life. Life exists. Life is going to be life even past us, even if there is no meaning. That's why I say life is meaningless, because whether you give it meaning or someone else gives it meaning, in the end of the day, life itself is just life. It is. It is what it is. And that's what I came to acceptance, and I came to wake up from that. My spirit can never die. My energy can never die. Where it comes from, I still don't know. We don't know what God, we don't know where the source is. There's someone looking out for you. There's a God, there's a spirit paying attention to all of us because he created all of us. And I realized that day that we just have to we have to believe in each other, that we have to take care of each other, and that we have to love each other, and that we have to kill each other's egos, because that's the only thing that's keeping us from loving each other and realizing that, like, if we want to really be naked in front of each other and bring it back to Garden of Eden days, we have to look past ego. And even though that accident was like the worst thing to happen to me in that time, like that short period of time, like that was the worst thing ever to happen to me. I was just about to graduate soon. I was the first like homie with the whip. I was the cool kid. And for months after that, I was depressed and lost a lot of friends because I couldn't give them rides, or I couldn't do the things that I used to, or like I wasn't the same cool kid as before. Like I went through shit for a while thinking that like it was the worst time of my life. But in hindsight, looking back, I'm so grateful that that happened to me, because it woke me up to who I'm supposed to be and not allowing myself to be. And now, because of that moment, I feel like I've never allowed myself to settle anymore. I know that I'm supposed to fly. I know I'm supposed to empty myself before I leave, and I can't allow myself to just waste time doing little things for no reason. You know, I need impact. I need like real reason for me to go do something and like take that part of my journey. And I feel like that one, till this day, I hold that accident like near and dear my heart. Like you could probably hear it in my voice. Like my body's just like shaking this entire video because of what it means to me. I feel like it made me. That accident was supposed to happen regardless, because it taught me to express myself and wear my heart on my sleeve, and don't try and be this cool tough guy. Like share love, like love on everyone. You do not know when your last day is. You do not know when the person you're talking to's last day is. So make sure your high is just as genuine as the goodbye, and just always keep it authentic and keep it genuine. And like I said, just love everyone. I believe ego is an acronym. I believe it stands for edging God out. And I believe if you allow your ego to take over, you'll never allow your higher self to step in. And I feel like if we really just move from our higher self and like our true hero, then we'll really save ourselves and we'll allow ourselves to be saved.
Yeah, like you pretty much, wow, like I'm over here like, holy shit, this is
I love you, man.
This is a wild story, dude. Like, thank you for sharing. I don't even have any words. I'm just thankful that you're here, and I'm grateful that you are alive.
Thank you, bro. I just got chills when you said that. Thank you, man. That's what I was trying to mention earlier, man. I was like, hey, like, I feel like I'm just not alone anymore. You know, I feel like God's right over all our shoulders. And the moment we realize that he is, it's like you can walk through darkness by yourself.
Absolutely.
Our lives, every single one of us, our entire life is already written, and we're just walking through it. We're just going through this movie chapter by chapter. Like we even if we feel like we're in full control, I promise you, it's already finished. Your journey is already finished. It's already written out. Everything is already falling in place. You're just the first domino of the effect that's gonna make it all happen. Because
Yeah. There you go.
you really have to allow yourself to walk your own path. Because I feel like we get in our way, and even with all these goals and visions that we have for ourselves and that we want to do for ourselves, when I say we get in our way, is we don't allow the help to come in. We don't allow when God sends the help. He knows you need the help. He knows you need someone who's, let's say you need that one mentor who can help you sharpen, because iron sharpens iron. But iron alone, it's gonna go dull.